Hey, good afternoon, folks, or maybe good morning for some. I don't know. For me, it's 10:46 in the morning, East Coast. It's 11:46. Glad to have everybody here. Today's date is Tuesday, September 15th, 2020. Again, I do want to thank everybody. This is our first intraday webinar, and I plan to do one next week as well. So I hope you can be here. I hope you have some questions, and we'll talk about a few things in the market here. Please bear with me. I may have to, you may see a pause in talking or something, and I will tell you, I may have to buy or put an order in for a trade, or take an order or close a trade, because we are live today, and I'm still trading. So nothing's changed other than we're fitting this webinar in here. So again, bear with me on that. I hope you understand. I also may look at charts just out of the blue because they're charts I'm in and I just want to watch them. So I may do that. The first thing to do is let's talk about what the market may be up to this week. And I do want to remind everybody that tomorrow we have an FOMC meeting, and that can certainly shake us up a little bit. For those in the recording, tomorrow will be September 16th. Okay, so if you watch this recording a month from now, I don't want you to think tomorrow is actually tomorrow. So what are we up to here? We've had a pullback in the SPY, and we've been kind of chasing around between these two blue lines, 332, 342 up here. In my personal opinion, it's kind of hard to get overly bearish with, I'm sorry, excuse me, let's take that back. It's hard to get overly bullish until we break out of this 342 area and we come back and do a little testing in here. Now, I am currently bullish, except for I just did buy some VXX a little while ago. I'm bullish on VXX because I bought it, but really that's sort of bearish on the market. So to me, it's really hard to be bullish until we get up here, just because this is just in construction, and this construction can turn pretty negative pretty fast. I mean, it could get there until we break out. So we want to be a little bit careful with that and trade a little cautiously. One of the main charts I follow is FNGU, and so far today that's actually worked out pretty good. We gapped up today and we're holding up over the T line. That kind of makes me feel good on the bullish side. It holding up. The close of the day is going to be pretty important, I think. How are we going to close here? And but right now everything is looking a little bit positive. Everything is looking a little bit good. So we'll just have to be a little careful. I say this all the time, that there's for some traders, sometimes it's best not to be in the market at this time. And I do think the market is a little bit questionable right now. We've got VXX is one of the VIX instruments, and I like VXX. I follow this because I trade this. And here we've got a doji and a bullish engulf being printed. Today's not over, so we don't know how we're going to end up over here today. But this is not, this is usually a chart pattern we pay attention to the bullish side, and we can still get bullish here. There's no doubt about it. I don't know that we're going to get too crazy on the bullish side, until we break out over that level. I'm going to change that to a different line. There we go. Until we get over those dots, and I'm just going to use the last dot. And over that, it will actually change the color of those dots to green. And if we get over here like this, then that is where we really want to pay attention to it. If VXX starts moving up, the VIX family starts moving up, that's known as volatility or fear in the market. And generally speaking, when we're moving down, it shows lack of fear or lack of volatility. Volatility is connected to bearishness. So when we're moving down, no volatility, no fear. When we're moving up, you've got volatility and you've got fear in the market. So so I think we want to be watching this. Let me look at the 15-minute, because I did just buy this, I don't know, 45 minutes ago, maybe about then. Well, actually, I can tell you, 10:23 my time. So 11:23 a.m. is when I bought it. So not even 45 minutes ago. And I bought it based on the 15-minute trap. And it so far it's working out pretty good. This trap type pattern, that's probably one of my favorite entry points. And that's where I use the LTA scanner to give me those entry points. I messed up here a little while ago, and I deleted a window, but that's how I was alerted on this. Is VXX started showing up on my 15-minute alert, and I was moving some windows around. I apologize, and I deleted that window. Outside of that, it looks just like this one right here. Looks just like that, but it's just set to 15-minute and not daily. So again, I apologize. I clicked on that X and deleted it up there. So anyway, that's kind of what I see with the market right now. Again, we seriously need to get above 342 to be bullish, below 332, bearish, and everything in between. Just a whole lot of noise is what it is. Usually that noise in here, very choppy. Most traders lose money in this area. Most traders, not all, but most. As far as trades that I'm in, I think that's something I said we would talk about. And if anyone has any questions on those, please ask. I don't mind sharing. So DOW is a chart that I'm in. I bought that a few days ago, and again, it was coming up on the scanner as a breakout here, 3/8 trap. And here, this is what my 3/8 trap looks like. Let me get rid of this, and let's put up the 3. I don't use the 3 on here because to me that just clutters. And do you really need it? Do you really need that visual? And if you do, okay, that's fine. I just don't need that visual. So you can see here it's trapped between the 3 EMA and the T line. And by the way, I use the 3 EMA high. It's the average of the highs, not the closes. So you can see that trap in here. I bought it, and you can also see the consolidation of these candles right here. Let's do this. Try to get that. See that consolidation right there of those candles. And then I bought that. Let's see here. There we are. Here. Probably do a better job of that. Bought it there. And then so far, we're working out on the way up. Now, I am very likely to take profits on this today, just because it's been up enough and I've met my goal. So I may be taking profits on that. Another one that I'm in is Coke. I've been holding Coke for several days now. It really hasn't taken off anywhere. I'm green on it by 13.5%. Nothing to write home about. But it is in trap right now. It's been in the whole trap area here. So far doing okay. Again, it was one of those alerts that came up on the scanner that got me into a Coke here. NIO. When I do my I put trade ideas out every day. You can see them in the YouTube. I post them onto YouTube. And then what I do is I post them to my scanner hot list. And then when the buyers start coming in, when I start seeing bullish candles, then I get interested in buying it. Now I don't usually, I say usually because there is that time, but the majority of the time I do not buy candles that are down like this. I buy candles that look like this right here. I personally do not believe that entry is the almighty to make money in the market. In fact, I think it probably ruins more people than it makes people, because everyone's so focused on some super duper entry rather than focused on the chart and what the chart can do for you, that they end up pretty much shooting themselves in the foot over the entry. So I generally wait for these type of candles, and that's where the scanner works for me. Now you can also, like mass here is moving down. You can set this up so that, here we go here. So the trap, the 3/8 trap, this is my favorite entry. And here's, like mass, it's a 3/8 trap, but it's moving down. If that trips your trigger, if that's the kind of thing you want to trade, stocks moving down, okay. I don't think that's the thing to do, but okay. I would rather look for charts that's in the trap moving up, like NOC. I would rather consider OC with a bullish candle here rather than a bearish candle. Or Target. Here's Target right here showing up. Take a look at Target. That's actually a very nice chart. I'll consider that toward the end of the day, perhaps. The end of the day. So, let's see, I kind of forgot where I was. Oh, yeah, trades I'm in. And PIN. I bought some PIN yesterday, and so far it's working out pretty good. Kind of watching it for maybe closing it today. Especially if the market shows, if that VXX rises much more, I'll get rid of it, just because I'm not going to fuss with the market battling. I'd rather take my profits. That's how the road to wealth account has been able to grow, is by taking profits, not by some major home run. I'd rather take some base hits. And this would be a nice base hit. Currently up 16.7% currently. And then VXX, I did just buy VXX a little while ago. Here, I need to get rid of this line here. That's going to make me go batty. There we are. I did buy some VXX a little bit ago. And we'll see how that ends up. I bought this off the 15-minute chart. And so far, the 15-minute chart is still working. The red dots and green dots and red dots, this is the trendicator. The trendicator here suggests prices down. Trendicator here suggests prices up. Bearish, bullish. And as long as we stay like this, I'll stay with VXX today. I'll make the decision. If it starts to tank, then I'll get out of it. Otherwise, I'll make the decision toward the end of the day and possibly even hold it overnight. It's way too early in the day to make a claim like I'm going to hold it or I'm not overnight. So those are some stocks that I'm in right there. I was started to make a list of stocks I was interested in, and the market has been sort of, well, just not the best, to tell you the truth. Today, it's just giving a lot of charts that just aren't great. I mean, like Piton here, for instance. Piton is coming up on my 2-bar reversal scan, and it's doing doing just what we want. But who in the world would want to buy this right now with this candle pattern up here? I'm sure somebody is, but that's not something I'm going to do at all. Just not going to do that. MO. See, that tried to move up earlier today, and it's not doing anything. So we'll poke around here. We'll see if we can find something for sure, though. Let's see, John P. What if VXX measures volatility? Then wouldn't VXX go up regardless? No, John. Regardless of whether the overall market zooms lower or zooms higher, volatility is volatility, regardless of whether it is an uptrend or downtrend. Correct? No, not correct. I would suggest Googling it and learning all you can possibly learn about CBO, VXX, or any one of the VIX instruments, so you understand the volatility of it. VIX is set up to measure when there's fear moving in the market, when there's downward volatility, not upward volatility. When there's upward volatility in the market, that would be bullishness. Then the VIX tools fall. If there's down volatility in the market, that pushes the VIX tools up. So I would strongly suggest you take about 90 days and research that till you are just you just completely understand it. Otherwise, it could really damage your trading. This is a good point, by the way. Thank you, John. I see it all the time where, excuse me, let me drink of water. I see it all the time where traders come into the trading world and they just don't know. All they want to do is for somebody to give them the stock that's going to make them money, and they want to get in it, and then they want to make money. For anybody that's here that does that, by the way, why don't you donate your money somewhere, because you're going to end up giving it to somebody. You're not going to keep it. So why don't you donate it to somebody, take the tax write-off, and feel good about it? Because what's going to happen is you're going to hate yourself. You're going to badmouth every trader around you in the world, and it's all going to be your fault, but you'll never take blame for it. So I'm just saving you a ton right now if that's what you're looking for. It's just not going to work out for you. So again, thank you very much for that, John, to put me on that little tidbit there. All right. Reggie sold a third of his DOW for 10%. Nice, very nice. You must have bought it a little bit better than I did, or maybe you sold it right near that top. I'm still holding it for 9%. 9%. But congratulations. Well done. Well done. Okay, so until something pops up here that I can say is a good trade, here's why. Oh, maybe let's talk about this. Let me bring this over. The scanner, I had somebody say, actually it was almost posed as a question in a way, but it was also posed as, it sounded like it was a statement. Let's see, YDX. Here, let's bring this one over. There we go. That the scanner only works on long trades. And that's not true at all. It does not. It works on bearish trades as well. And I think it's very clear that my favorite alert is this V stop, stocks above the V stop, the volatility stop, and they're in the trap. Well, that's on the bullish side. On the bearish side, I would have to look at the what we call our number 2, which is the bear V stop below the V stop and in a 3/8 trap, just like this YNDX here. You can see that we're setting up for a bearish trade. Here we have a trend, and we've dropped out of that trend, and price has all this right in here. For me anyway, this would be a bearish trap. It did rally up, and now it's coming back into that bearish trap. Over the T-line, it negated the bearish trap, but you can see it didn't stay there today. It opened up, but we're moving down. So right now this is set up, as a bear trap to the downside. So nice little bearish setup. BMY, also setting up in that bear trap right now. And let me put that 3 EMA. I don't keep this up, like I said, because it's kind of makes my eyes go wacky. And I always use the average of the low or the average of the high rather than the close. So you can see we're in that area right now. Toward the end of the day, I might look at this as a possible short, but I'm going to wait till the end of the day. Make sure the sellers can actually take control. Right now, they're not really taking control. So we'll just wait and see on that. UNH, I see, just came up. Let's see what that looks like, UNH. That's a pretty good short setup. Let's get rid of that line there. If you kind of look at what we've got going on, I'm going to draw a line pretty much about there. Here we are down below now. Our 3 is below the T line. You see we've got a high, double top. We've moved down. We're below the T line. The T line is below the trendicator. This may be setting up for a short to the downside here. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'm not 100% sure that the bears are going to take control here of the market just yet. Anyway, just yet. So we'll have to watch that. So if I see something coming up on the sell side, I'll certainly point it out. Yeah, I'll certainly point that out. But right now, everything is kind of just sort of hanging. Maybe waiting for that FOMC meeting tomorrow, possibly. Does anyone have any questions on any charts or anything you are trading or looking at? Here's Z. Z is coming up. Here we're coming out of our 3/8 trap here. And that's a nice little move up. Let me change this back. Yeah, see, here's the 3/8 trap, and you see we're breaking out. So Z is looking pretty good. RM asked about Z here, so I'll work up to yours, Reggie. Right now, we're at this top. If you're in it, I would certainly stay in it. If you're looking to buy it, it would make sense to buy it. Just be sure you want to buy a stock that's up actually quite a bit from the lows. It might need a little consolidation, especially after this little breakout here that it's working on. So a little consolidation. But overall, $92 stock, why in the world would you not think this gets to 100? I do. So it's just a matter of maybe a better entry. I don't think this is the best entry. But if you're in it, it makes sense to stay there. Raise your stop. Let's see. ACDC, looking at APPS. Nice trade. Are you in it? That's the question. Are you in it? I don't know. Let me let me clarify a couple of things, okay? Charting for a chart, and let's just assume we're talking long, okay? It's the easiest thing in the world. The problem that I see with traders is that we don't have a plan, all right? Now, I've probably already turned off half the people in the room here when I said that word plan. That's like a cuss word. Plan is like, oh my God, don't talk to me about a plan. I'm so sick and tired of hearing a plan. And well, just get unsick and tired of it because you got to have it. The reason you're sick and tired of hearing it is when you think plan, what you're thinking, and by the way, I'm not talking to one individual here, I'm talking to everybody. When you start thinking plan, you start thinking sheets and sheets and sheets and sheets of paper. You're talking about, if you do it on a computer, you're in Word, you're typing away. You're on your 20th page. No wonder you don't like the word plan. I don't want to create a plan. My God, it takes too long. What did I say this morning to the members when I did my market morning talk? And we were talking about a plan. If your plan is more than a 3x5 card, your plan is too big. Just scrap that crap. No wonder you don't like a plan. No wonder it turns everybody off when somebody says, well, what's your plan? Everybody runs. Well, scrap that crap if you can't fit it on a 3x5 index card. The plan is simple. But let's break the plan down into a few little areas, okay? One, you've got to be able to find the trades. And folks, this right here is killer, all right? Let me ask here. Does anyone not have the scanner in the room here? If you can hear my voice. Does anyone not have it? Just curious here. Anyone? Chris, you don't. Okay. Don't worry. I'm not going to get mad at anybody. All right. Okay. So here's what I want to do. Let's see if I can copy this. I wonder if this is going to work. No, I don't want to upload that image. I want to. There you go. Right there. There's a 14-day free trial. If you download this and if you stay in this room right here when we're done, Ed will help you, which he doesn't know that yet. So I hope he doesn't have plans. Ed will help you get it all set up if you have any questions or problems, okay? So if you're not, here we are here. You got to have this. Look, folks, for those that don't know, in January of 2018, I opened up an account for $5,000. I, for the most part, closed the account a few months ago at, I think it was 75,000 and some change. Now, think about that, all right? I opened the account up for $5,000 January of 2018. I closed it a couple months ago for $75,000 in less than 30 months. I owe the bulk of that to live trading alerts and the scanner, because the hardest part of your trading is finding the charts you want to trade. All you've got to know is what you want your chart to look like, and then the scanner can find it for you. But you've got to tell the scanner that, and that's not hard, and Ed can help you with that. So again, the hardest thing in the world is finding the charts, and we spend more time banging through charts or looking at trading services or watching CNBC, looking for that hot trade. Just boom, 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 boom. They're not there, and it's not going to work for you. It's just not going to work, okay? But when the trades can be handed to you via the scanner on exactly what you're looking for, that makes life so easy. So I want to share with you what I look for in a trade. And then I'm not talking about this. We'll get to it. I promise. I'm looking for chart. In fact, we're going to use this one. I'm looking for charts that are trending. Is this trending? Answer would be yes, everybody. I'm looking for charts that rally up and pull back. And let's redo that. Charts that rally and pull back. And let's make this smaller. That's too big. Sorry about that. There we go. Pull back. Now I'm looking for trades that can make me money on these swings, just like that. Okay, now that trade is over. So let's do it again. I'm looking for charts that rally and that pull back right here. And then I want to enter, and then I want to make money as they come up. Now, I'm not sure whether I would have truly bought it here or not, because it doesn't fit the way I like to buy. So I probably wouldn't have bought it here. But it did move up. Now, it moved back. Whether or not, if somebody bought it, whether or not that would have hit your stop, I don't know. But you can see it's moving up again, okay? So let's go look at this trade now. Somebody asked about this trade. So it's trade by numbers. That's all it is. Is the chart trending? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, it's worth a lurk. If it's no, then move on to another chart. The next thing is I'm looking for a chart that's set up near the trap area. This would be near the trap area right here. All right. So that's what I'm looking for right in there for an entry. So this actually could have been bought yesterday. That would have been a good buy. But really, I mean, truly, obviously there's people that bought it yesterday, but is that really what you're going to buy? You might wish you did, but is that really what you're going to buy? And I would say no, probably not. Now, it gaps up today. It becomes a little bit more interesting, and it becomes a little bit more, hey, yeah, that's where I may buy it. So a buy earlier today? Absolutely. It would have been right there. It would have come up on the scanner if this was dialed into the scanner. Now, for me, I use a specific watch list. So you may see stocks that say, well, why aren't they coming up on the scanner on mine? Because I use a very specific watch list. And I'll be glad to share it with you. This is no secret. I don't look at every stock out there. So I'm looking at this. It fits the qualifications to a T. Perfect. So now that's an absolute buy. So now it becomes a question of, do you want to buy it right at resistance? Look, some people do. That doesn't mean it's bad. Anybody that knows me knows that resistance is it's a door without a lock is all it is. All it takes is buyers to push through it. And thank goodness that happens, because if no stock ever broke through resistance, well, we wouldn't have a stock market. We just wouldn't. Nothing would ever go up higher than the very first time it went up. So resistance to me it's in our head more than anything. Doesn't mean that I don't pay attention to it, and it doesn't mean that I might not take the trade right here. In fact, I probably would not take this trade right now. But does this trade look like it's going higher? Recognizing chart patterns are very important. Okay. I recognize that chart pattern. That looks terrific. In fact, to clean that up a little bit, let's get rid of all that. Does anyone see inverted head and shoulders here? Right there. This would be a shoulder. This would be a shoulder. This would be a head. Beautiful chart, by the way. Whoever put this out there, I'll go back and look. Beautiful chart. I think now on this chart, I would probably be for me anyway, the kind of buyer that waits for a breakout. So maybe today it actually does. Maybe it's tomorrow. And actually, if it's tomorrow and we have an inside day, I might consider an inside day buy. But rather, I think I'm gonna like the breakout better, and then look for that buying opportunity right in here. This right here will come up on the 3/8 trap when the time is right. Or if you're looking for 2-day highs or something like that, you can set that up on the scanner as well. Phew. Anyway, long story short, thanks for listening to me there. I think that's a very bullish buy. If you're already long, I would keep that long, set the stop. If you're looking to buy it, I personally have a hard time buying against resistance like that. So thank you again for that chart. Just a second, I'm scrolling up to see those other charts that were posted out there. VRXT, that can't be it. VXRT. There we go. VXRT. All right. So here's the thing. I guess 99% of the time, I don't buy candles that look like this. That doesn't mean you can't. Doesn't mean that at all. You certainly can buy that. We've got a nice move up. I think that's terrific. I think I mentioned this earlier on. For an awful lot of traders, I'm not saying you, Reggie, or anybody here, but if it fits you, okay. I think a lot of traders focus way too much on an entry. And they look for things like this when the reality is that's a bearish candle, folks. And if we close like this, I'll take the bet we see a lower low tomorrow before we see a higher high. I'll take that bet all day long. I'll lose a few, but at the end of the month, I'll walk away with way more money taking that bet. So I want to see a bullish candle here. I want to see buyers. I don't want to be the guy that says, ha, I bought it at $6.45. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that says, you know what? I just sold this for X percent. I want to be the guy that says, I made my money on this. I want to be that guy. I don't care where I buy it. I don't care where I sell it. I just want to be the guy that says, I made money on this. So here's what I would do. If I was interested in such a stock, I would take this and I would put it on what I call my hot list. And I have my hot list set up. This is just simply new days, new highs, nothing else. Notice there's no scan at all in here. It just marked new day, new high, new low. So that's all that gives me. That by itself really means nothing. This is my 3/8 trap setup. And this is just my favorite, and I have others like 2-bar low reversing. That's a nice one. Inside day, that's a nice one. That sort of thing. Those are my couple of my favorites. Bouncing off the T-line, bouncing off the 17, something like that. I like those a lot. Those bounce type scans. So this is where I would put this on the watch list, and then it would come up on one of those scans. I can't guarantee which one because I don't know what price action is going to do going forward. But that's how I would do it. And so it's possible I wouldn't even be buying this till over 785, but that's okay. I mean, if you think, if you think it's going back up here to 754 and you bought it at 875, I would have to ask, is 43% enough money? The trader that says no is a trader that probably won't be here a year from now. Just saying. So it's not so much about the entry. It's about what the chart can do for you. That's where it's at, I think. Anyway, so VRTX, we've got a nice little pop yesterday. Whoops. Let me try that again. There we go. Grab these tops, grab this top right here, and you can see we're actually still in a downtrend. The downtrend has not been broken yet. So really, I would have to wait till we got over that downtrend, and I'll put it right there. So what I would want to see is this thing rally up, come back and test a bit, and then maybe look for that buy. And over here, by the way, by the time it gets there and does that, it would be coming up on this 3/8 trap scan. I just feel like I know that. I've just done this for so long that by the time it does all that, the 3/8 trap will be set up. And if not that, we'll find it on an inside day or a J hook swing or, something along those lines. So let's see, we did Z. Did we do Z? I can't remember. Z. Yes, we did do Z. Okay. Sam, can you explain your entry with 3/8 trap once, please? Sure can. What mistakes to avoid while entering a 3/8 trap? Okay, Sam, that right there might be the question of the day. Thank you. That's nice, actually. So again, I want to repeat that I think most people put way too much into the entry. Drilling down to a 5-minute chart. Okay, look, if you are making a living trading, if you bought a boat last year because of your trading, a big boat, not a canoe. If you bought a new car, paid cash for your new car, new truck, with your trading, and you look at daily charts, weekly charts, you drill down to the 5-minute chart and all that malarkey, then okay, good for you. I will bet the majority of the people do not make money doing that. So I need to say that because that goes to Sam's question here. I will show you how I enter a trade. And I never screw around with intraday charts. They do not make you money. They really do not. I do an awful lot of coaching, and over the years, I've done an awful lot of coaching. And that is probably the single number one problem with most traders that call me up is they mess around with these intraday charts. All right, let's move past that now. So let's look at entries using the 3/8 trap and what mistakes to avoid. Okay, here you go. Now this is coming up on the 3/8 trap. It is because mechanically it is. But I look at this chart, and here's a mistake to avoid. Does that chart look like a chart that we would want to buy? All these dark candles just scare the heebie-jeebies out of me. The answer would be no. I don't care what kind of bullish Hiromi that is. I don't care what kind of hammer that is. I don't care it's got a low or a high or higher low. Look at the chart. The chart looks nasty. Absolutely nasty. I don't care if tomorrow we wake up and it's up here at 374. Right now, it looks nasty. So one pitfall that traders make on the 3/8 trap is just to assume that all 3/8 traps are buys, and they're not. So if you see a chart that's not working out, then you might want to, or if you see the chart that looks nasty, you might not want to trade that chart. Let's take Alley, for example. Now, and when you're looking at charts, here's what I do, okay? And here's the way I think the 3/8 trap should be traded. Take a look at the chart, and is it trending? Is it a nice, smooth trend? Now, I know we have little pullbacks here. Somebody might not think that's smooth, but rather than look at price, here's what I like to look at. Let's get rid of price. There you go. No price. Who needs stinking price, right? Look at that 17. My trend indicator, by the way, is the 17 EMA. Now, you can set it up any way you want. You can use the 20. It doesn't matter. Your trading works around it, so it's all about you. But look at that. Doesn't that look pretty nice? Compare this to this over here. Not so nice. This is a nice trend. Where's the trend here? See that over there? Might not be so nice. That's pretty nice. So that's what we want. We want a clear trend. So there's one thing you want to look for pitfall. Don't trade into those charts that aren't smooth and organized. All right. So this is smooth and organized to me. Now, before we talk about the entry, let's skip over that. In fact, that actually should be the last thing we actually look at. What can this chart do for us? That's what we want. We don't want the entry. We don't want that. We want profits. To get the profits, what can the chart do for us? So let's put a line up here, right there. And I know I have this kind of small right now. I'll open it up here in a minute. But you can see that there appears to be a fair amount of resistance here. That is resistance, even though it didn't get there. It's close enough. That's resistance right there. And we're right at resistance right now, right here. Okay? Now, but what can this chart do for us? I see a gap up here. So let's do that. But that might be a little unrealistic. That's a $5-6 move. That's a lot of move right there. That's 30%. That's 30%. So why don't we look for something a little bit more? How about right there? And I'm just looking at this over here. And I might even, no, we're not even go there. We're going to go here. Say $28. All right. Now, I said earlier that I'm not afraid of resistance. There are some cases where I don't want to buy close to resistance, and some cases where I don't mind near resistance. So I'm looking at this, and I'm also going to change my trend to the T line. Now, for those that don't know, I love the T line. I should. For those that don't know, I'm the one that created the T line. So I use it a lot in my trading, an awful lot. Let's see if I can get that right. There we go. So what I do an awful lot is I will take that and I will put my trend line. I'm sorry, I'm talking, I'm drawing, and I was looking at my trades here at the same time. Apologize. All right, so I'm looking at this and thinking if I'm using the T line and there it's trending, and I try to just get some of it and try to get as close as I can to the tip of it over here, like that. And there we go. So now I look at this. What's my risk? I'm going to move this out of the way. If I was to buy this now, right now, my risk would be approximately 2%. Now, I suspect we can all afford 2%. Now, truthfully, I would probably drop it down to this candle right here, that body. So if I bought that, what am I looking at? Between 2.5-3% is where it would end up being. But this is my target. That's definitely more than 2 to 1, way more than that. So let's put this line up right here. There we go. There we are. So with a very small risk, this is what the chart can do for me. All right, now here's the entry, Sam. As long as everything fits, your trend fits, you see you can be rewarded. If you can afford your stop, why not enter it right now? What's the holdup? Again, I honestly feel that most traders spend way too much time screwing around with an entry, and they miss out on some awfully good trades. Now, I'm not saying buy so far away that your risk is going to kill you. You don't want to do that. My risk, I think we said, was between 2.5-3%. Can you afford that? I don't know. Can I afford it? Yes. That's what it would cost me if I wanted to buy this trade. I also want to consider, what is the market doing? I want to make sure the market is on my side. I want to make sure of that. I also want to make sure that I can recognize what the chart pattern is doing, and can anyone see the J hook setting up? And the J hook is a continuation pattern. Can anyone, I'm going to drop this one down. Can anyone see that we've got resistance here, and we've broken out and we've tested right in here. Anyone see that? So, the scanner is my entry. The 3/8 trap is my entry. So when I see a stock like Alley, as long as everything else lines up, when it's in the trap, that's my entry. Now, could I get it cheaper? It's possible, yes. Can I miss the trade? It's possible, yes. Could I wait for the trade to break out and test? Sure. Why not? Somewhere you've got to figure out what kind of trader you are. Me, I'm more of a, if everything fits and as long as it hasn't run away, I tend to be a buyer of the trade. Sam, does that kind of help? And if you have more questions, please ask. And then I need to go catch up. Let me catch up down here. Hi, Stacy. You're just learning? Okay. Chris is asking, where do I put my stops? Okay, let's take a look at Alley here. Again, I talked about that. You know, let's think about stops for a second. Ask yourself why you like the trade. Ask yourself why you like it, okay? I like the trade because we've named off several reasons why we might like this trade. Well, I also like that now we're going to get a little bit closer here, closer to the right edge. Do you like this chart yesterday because it went over the previous candle, right? Well, if you bought it yesterday, why not make the previous candle the stop? Which you could go the low, you could use the body, you could go the high if you want. Why do I like this candle? Because it came down and tested the T-line and it's all the way back up. So my stop is going to be somewhere near today's low or yesterday's candle, just like that. Stops are not hard. Stops are not hard. Stops are simply to stop the trade in case you're wrong. That's all it is. Stop the trade in case you're wrong. That's it. So just ask yourself why you like the trade. Generally, that's about where your stop's going to be. Why do you like the trade? Well, I like the trade because it's showing follow through from the previous candle. Now, with that said, remember, we've gone through everything else. We're making a J-hook continuation pattern. We have a nice trend. We broke out of resistance right here, up. We came back and tested, right? So that's about what I would use for my stop. Now, that doesn't mean that somebody couldn't say, well, somebody might be saying, well, I prefer a stop down here at the low. Perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all with that, if that works for you. If that doesn't work for you, then I would suggest stop doing it. So Alley's looking pretty good here. I'm actually going to flag this because I like this chart for a trade. So I'm going to flag that. Let's see, any other questions here? Sorry, I'm just taking a gander. I'm gonna run through my trades real quick, just so I can take a quick peek. Pin's okay. Yeah, pin's okay. NIO. Yeah. NIO. I've already sold half of it. Yeah, I sold half for 15.25%. I'm down to the second half is at 10.43% now. The chances of me closing this today are pretty good unless it gets back up there. Probably pretty good actually. Let's see, Coke. Coke is doing okay, and DOW. I'm going to be closing this today, FYI, but it's doing pretty good right now. Let's see, Dan, are your trade ideas all referencing directional calls or some regular position? Dan, my trade ideas is based on the chart. Doesn't matter whether you're looking at the stock or an option, okay? It's just the chart is all it is. If you choose to trade options on it, you can. If you choose to just trade the stock, you can. You can certainly do that. Yeah. So when I put my trade ideas up there, again, they all go on my hot list. Now I've got other windows I'm looking for. Like I'm looking for this 3/8 trap across the board of my entire list, which is about 700 trade stocks. I'm also looking for things like a 2-bar reversal. I'm looking for inside days. I'm looking for bounces off the 17 EMA. Like this TSM, for instance. That's a nice bounce off the 17 EMA right here. So I'm looking at other things, but I'm also following what I put on the hot list. And then, again, it doesn't matter whether it's whether you buy a stock or whether you buy an option. The chart is the chart. Okay, so let's see, Stacy, do you usually choose the option 60 days to expiration with 70 to 80? Very similar, yes, Stacy. Yes. Now, a lot of times I shouldn't say a lot, but there are times where I will choose less than a 70 delta. But yeah, it's about the same, yes. That is one of the easiest things in the world. That's a one and done right there. I think that is, you take a, say, based on what you just said, okay, do you choose an option 60 days to expiration? Actually 60 days plus. So I actually 50 days plus is what I look at. And then I'll say somewhere between a 65 and maybe an 80 delta. Okay, that's generally what I look for. That's a one and done. And what I mean by that is write that down and now you're done. That is something you never ever need to have instruction on again. That is like how do you open a car door? You reach for the handle, you push the button, and the car door opens. I just want to point out to you that is so mechanical right there. That is so done right now. That's nothing to fret about. I hear people all the time. They always ask, like, confirming, do you still do the same thing? Well, yes, we do. It's the same old thing over and over. Pick an option out, plenty of time. I say 50 days plus, plenty of time. And then you put in 70 to 80 delta. That would be perfectly fine, okay? I look for 65 sometimes, but you don't know why I do that, and I will share that with you in a moment. That's important to know why I do it. But once you establish that little, how do you open the car door? You're done. That is no longer an issue. Okay. So here's why I might look for 65 delta. Now, something that differs from Doug is the account that I am currently using is quite a bit different than Doug's. Remember, I said in 2018, January of 2018, I started with it was actually $5,100. Just 2 months ago, I guess, I closed the account down for $75,000. 30 months, all right? Not bad. And 9 of those months I was, not doing so well, but all okay now. So what I've done is I've closed the account down, and I am now doing the Road to Wealth account again with $10,000. Okay? So instead of 5, I'm actually using 10. My goal is to double my money in 12 months, times 2. Now, I'm going to do this, but sometimes with this much money, you can't afford to buy, say, a 70 Delta. I mean, sometimes you can't. So sometimes I'll drop down to a 65 Delta because it's cheaper for me to buy it. All right? Sometimes you have to do that. And I've made the choice to go ahead and do that. But I'm comfortable using the scanner. I'm comfortable because in the scanner I've written, well, I haven't written, the coding is already there to code for what I want. So I'm not trading just, I don't wake up every morning and I, oh my God, what am I going to trade today? I don't need to do that. All I need to do is wake up every morning and turn the scanner on, and what happens is the scanner will point to the trades that I am looking for. And if I'm looking for 3/8 traps, okay. If I'm looking for bounces off the 17 perhaps, well, that's what I'm looking for. So again, I'm sorry, I get distracted sometimes. That's why I might use a 65 Delta, because I can't, if I'm looking at a $100, $100 stock, if the stock is $100, well, the 70 Delta, I might not be able to afford it. The account is only worth $10,000. Well, 11,000 now. So that would be too much invested, so I have to lower my money somehow. And the way I do it is maybe with a 65 Delta, sometimes even a 60 Delta. The point is, I'm comfortable as long as the chart meets my criteria and I get alerted that the buyers are stepping in. That is one of the keys right there, is to be alerted that, why should I buy this right now? Because other people are buying it. And what happens to a stock when a lot of people buy it? It goes up. And when it goes up, we're all going to make money. Now, the difference is some people may take the trade off the table here, somebody may take it off here, somebody here, and there's always the poor schmuck that waits to the end because they're greedy and they end up losing it all or coming way back down to nothing. And good Lord, I used to do this. Oh man, I used to be the king of this. Not only would I come back down to what I paid for it, but I would wait till it got down here. So I got smart with that one. Took me a while, but I got smart. So, anyway, does that sound pretty fair? So let's peek at the market real quick here. So far, nothing has really changed. We're still between the T-line and that 342 area. Nothing has changed at all there. Although the candle is looking pretty good, I want to look at a 15-minute chart, and you can see we've gapped up today, and we've just talking about a tight range here. Wow, very tight range. All right. Guess we need to go one way or the other. Any other questions? If anybody is interested, let's see. That wasn't the stock. This is it. VISV. VISV. Nope. Different one. Sorry. Nope. No. Alley. What I was looking at is this. I have a scanner windows on things like mobile payments. Alley fits that. Bank stocks, pot stocks, oil stocks, gold and silver, pharma, spiders, things like that. I have windows set up just to watch a few of those. And Alley seems to be the winner when it comes to one of those. Let's see. Is support is I guess Chris is SR support resistance. What you look at for profit targets, or is also a percent set? No, what I look for profit targets, here we're going to have to start somewhere else with that first. Like the account I'm working with now, the Road to Wealth account, the new one, the second one, Road to Wealth account 2. started with $10,000. Okay, my goal is to double that a times mark times 2 in 12 months. Okay, so I want it to go from $10,000 to $20,000 in 12 months. So what I do is there's approximately 240 days a year to trade. So what I just do is a little bit of math, and I know how much money I have to make a day. Now, that doesn't mean I make it every day, and it doesn't mean that I'm on a mission to every day make $60, okay? At the end of the week, for sure, and at the end of the month, absolutely. So there are some days I don't close anything out. Some days I lose money. I'm just like everyone else. So what I do is when the stock moves up and it meets my goal, this might not seem like a lot to some folks, but you got to remember, I'm only trading with a $10,000 account. And I'm doing with this account exactly what I did with the $5,000 account and made that go to $75,000, okay, in 30 months. So my first goal is to get this one up. So my goal is 20, which really, between you and me, I really need to get it above 25,000, okay? That's, you really need to do that. It'd make trading a whole lot easier on you. So right now I'm working with a $60 goal. Now, as the account grows, this goal will also grow. So for instance, I'm in Dow, D-O-W, and I told you that I'm going to sell this today. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm going to sell this today, and I'm going to sell it for 10%. Now, that 10% currently will get me $72. All right. Now, I think my goal is actually only $42, $43 is all I have to do. So I'm almost double my goal on it. Almost double my goal. So when it comes to me taking profits, it's all about reaching my goal. It's not about, well, DOW can go to $53. Well, good for you. I mean, if that's what you want to wait for, you're your trader, I'm my trader. This is the way I do it. Right, wrong, or indifferent, I don't know. But I know it works for me. So I'm all about meeting goals. And if my goal is to double the account, $10,000 to $20,000, then next year, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to double that $20,000 to $40,000, $40,000 to $80,000, $80,000 to $160,000, so on and so on and so on. You see the picture there, right? What I have found is by doing that, you just don't double it, but you triple it, you even quadruple it in less time than you can possibly imagine, because you are selling. Basically, you are selling into strength. That's all you're doing. You're selling into strength. That is a magic trick right there. And when someone figures that out, they're going to be making money. I figured it out. A lot of other traders have figured that out. Rather than shoot the moon up here, you hear all these people, these 100% winners, these 500% winners. They don't show you their account, okay? When they want to prove their account, then maybe I'll listen to them. But until then, bug off. So anyway. Let's see. What was that? Does that make sense, Chris? Because that is an important, very important thing right there. And again, when you're able, when you are able to have something, a machine that gives you these trades, they just hand them to you. And you just trade them it becomes, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. Maybe not quite that easy. I mean, there are days when it's just, man, I have horrible days. And if I go back and I analyze, why did I have such a bad day? Why did I have such a bad week? What it turns out is I'm maybe fighting the trend. 9 times out of 10, that's what it is. I'm fighting the trend in the market. Example, let's look at the SPY right now. It's horrible, I think. This is a horrible time to be trading right now. Horrible. Over 342.60, I think we get, from there, I like that. I think the bulls can actually move us up until they can't. And they get below that number, then we're going to be back to horrible trading. Below 332-ish here, that will be great trading for the short side. And that's where this, if you traded with the trend in the market and with what the scanner spits out, then, well, it's close to shooting fish in a barrel, is what it is. Close to it. But if you find that it does not working, if you go back and analyze the trend, you're probably fighting the trend. You're trying to fight against the trend. So, all right. Let's see. Nike. Oh, CCI. Did we look at that? I don't remember that. CCI. So CCI is trying to move up. I don't think it's moved up yet enough. I think we need to break out of that trend. Let me share with you some wisdom, something I've learned that if you like CCI, if you like a chart that's trending down and you're trying, and I assume you're looking at it long, then I would suspect you'll like it even better when it gets up here. I know that's hard to believe. Most people, well, man, I wish I would have bought it right here. Yeah, I wish that too, but that doesn't work out so good. And that's what I find with most people. They wish they bought it down here. They bought it down here, but it never works out like this. Let it break out. I truly believe this needs to break out and it needs to set up. Again, this is one that I would put on the watch list. I can put this on the watch list. Let me show you how easy that is. User-defined watch list here. We're going to come over here and I'm just going to type CCI and it just said save complete. So I'm on there now. Now, when CCI comes up on the trap, or maybe it comes up on my T-line bounce, I've also got a 17 bounce. When it comes up on that, or maybe an inside day, these are my favorite alerts right here. Okay. When CCI comes up on those, then I will like it. Also, in these, I have built in, I want that trend indicator to be green. It's not quite green yet. Today it is, but that's just one day. I want, let's see here. Let's move this back. Sorry, it's going to take a second. Move this back, move this back, move this back. There we go. Let's move this over. There we are. See right here. See how the trend indicator is green? That's what I want. See how it's red? See how you're red? I'm not interested in buying this. Down here, I don't want this here. I don't want this here. I want it up. And I want this thing to be green. So, this could have been a good entry. This might have been an entry right in here. So anyway, I would wait till it moved over this area right in there. Brian, you're looking at it short. Well, not till you get a short signal. Would you really be shorting it here? And I mean, if you are, then okay. How would that work out for you? It looks like the buyers are trying to come back in here. I would not short it till it actually gave us a short signal. Weakness to the downside. And that's not what it's doing the past 2 days. But it's not giving us enough positive bullishness to be long either. So anyway, there's my thoughts on CCI. Where are we? store, S-T-O-R, S-T-O-R, there we go, store. Store, that's a bullish chart. That's a nice chart. Trending up, we gapped up. So what I'm going to do is put that, I'm going to drop that little green line right back down to there. That would be my stop. No questions asked. Anything below that, I would not like it. I would not be opposed to moving the stop above or up to today's low. I wouldn't be opposed to that. So if it was bought right now, move this out of the way real quick. I need to see what's behind there. There we go. What, 2.5% stop? Probably affordable. Or if you're feeling uncomfortable today because tomorrow is the FOMC meeting and you might want to see what happens tomorrow, then put the buy box up there and maybe you get a better entry down into this area. But so far, I would have to say store STOR is a bullish chart. What about a target? Just come over here and look for peaks and valleys. So just put a line up there and just come right over here. See right here where you have 2 bars sitting in there and then that low right in that area. Say 31, close to 31. Then right here, there you go, right there. If you want another one, you've got this big old, actually right there. That's where I'm going to go. 36. There you go. There you go, sir. All right. We're probably getting to the point where I need to check out over here, shouldn't I? Any last questions? And again, for anybody that doesn't have the scanner, here is that link again. This gets you a 14-day trial. Get it downloaded, man. You want an edge to trading. Everybody's looking for an edge. You know, whether it be Candlesticks or RSI or, you know, whatever you want. Maybe you want the sun in a certain position. I don't know. Whatever works for you. But everybody does want an edge. And this works. The hardest thing in the world, I think, in trading is finding a chart. The rest of it is mechanical. I mean, how tough is it? STOR. Meet your criteria, buy it. How tough is that? But it's finding it is the hard thing. That's the hard thing right there. That is, that's a hard thing. So take the hardness out of it. Make it easy for yourself. Anyway, give it a shot. Download it. Ed will be here this afternoon. He'll probably come on right when I'm done. Maybe, I hope. And anybody that needs any help, he can help you out, okay? All right, look, I want to thank everybody. And thanks for being here, by the way. And tomorrow, next Tuesday, if you guys, you know, as long as you guys keep showing up, I'll keep coming over here. Thank you, Ed, for allowing me to come into Live Trading Alerts and do this webinar. I do appreciate it. Today turned out not to be quite the day that I was hoping for as far as possible trades. There's just not that many floating around right now. Earlier this morning there was, but they seem like they've kind of died down a little bit. Let's see. Let's look at Yum. Somebody might like Yum. I can't say I like it there, but somebody might. Plant. Here I'm grasping for straws now. Plant's not bad. I'd put Plant on my watch list. Yeah, I would actually. Plant's looking very good. There you go. There's a nice trade. Possible trade. Acting very good. Very good. Needs to hold up above this 59.48-ish area, basically the T-line. So really, on this trade, what I would like to see is a little bit of consolidation and then buyers step in, and the scanner will give you all that. You know, you put that on the watch list, and then the scanner will give you when it's ready to buy. Somebody asked about entries early on. I don't know that I made this clear enough. I think the 3/8 trap. Okay, I'm speaking of the 3/8 trap. I think a lot of times for the 3/8 trap, the entry is the 3/8 trap. You know, it's not. Let's take that here. I'm going to sell my DOW. It's moving up. See, this is still in the 3/8 trap. To me, that's the entry. Now, it may be on the high side, but that is the entry. That right there is the entry to me. You know, not shopping around for a cheaper price. To me, it's more about, hey, it alerted me. That's my entry. So, yeah, Dow's rocking, isn't it? Whoops. Get rid of that. Here we go. Go Dow. Yeah, and again, I will be closing this today. So, thank you, Scanner, for getting me into that. I do appreciate it. Yeah, boy. All right, I'll see you guys next week, same time, same place, 11:45 Eastern, right here, and get the scanner downloaded. And what I'll do is I'll help you set up some scans next week to get you started and get some money in your pocket. I mean, that's the thing, okay? So, all right. You guys all take care. Thank you so very much. Marianne, thank you. You have a wonderful day. You guys take care.